Alright, so I finally finished up the libero, and whatever plans that I said I wanted to do before kind of went out the window because this thing, there is just no room at all for it. I mean, everything, you have to use certain things, and those things that you use end up being just the most perfect fit that you've ever seen. So, for example, my favorite receiver now is that Spectrum Diversity satellite, and I just couldn't use it in here because it was like 2 millimeters too long. So I had to, the only place that it could go was down here underneath this VTX, and it was sticking out like 2 millimeters too much to be able to put this side plate on. I mean, it was so close. I had it like, I could have squeezed it real tight shut, but then it would have been real tight squeezed together, and I didn't want to do that. So ordered up some of these, which are my old favorite. Still an awesome receiver, but it's the Lemon Diversity satellite. And it is a little bit shorter. It's more square than rectangle, so it fit in there. I had to take the case off, and I had to take this plug off of it and direct solder it. But after that, it fit in there just so perfect. And then the VTX03 foam tape down to the top of it, and then it comes right up. I mean, look at that. It's not squeezing down on it. That top piece isn't squeezing down on this at all. It's just like a sliver of room in there. Everything just was so perfect. I mean, even look at the stack. Look how close it was. Just so perfect. So if you use all the same parts that I did in this, then it's going to fit perfectly, and it's going to be a badass little quad. Because this thing, I literally just finished it. I mean, I haven't even tied the receiver antennas down yet. And I hovered it real quick, and I was like, holy smokes, this thing has some power. I mean, it's crazy. Awesome. So, like I said before, this is going to be one of my favorite quads. And it just turned out so good. So, let me go through real quick again what parts I used. So this has the Lumineer 25 amp 4-in-1, Omnibus Nano F3, Rotorex 1107 7600 kV, the Lemon Diversity Satellite, VTX03, Aero Micro, and Gemfan 2540s. So let's check it out. You can hear it beep when I punch the throttle. Battery's dead. I don't keep any charged batteries. I keep them all at 3.8, so whenever I go to test a quad, I gotta throw a 3.8 volt battery in there. But did you see that punch that it had? That zippiness with the battery pretty much dead? I mean, this thing's gonna be a monster. So yeah, sorry I'm having to do so many test flies in my daughter's room. It's just been so crappy weather outside. I mean, freezing cold and rain and just crappy windy. But man, this thing turned out so awesome, and it's just going to be a beast. The one thing that I don't like about it, well, okay, two things that I don't like. The room that you get is very minimal. I wouldn't recommend a beginner builder to get this because it's not too easy to put together. And then the other thing is this top piece, and I know this isn't a big deal for a lot of people out there because a lot of people these days have their own 3D printers, but this thing is like the cheapest, crappiest filament that you can get or something, because it just splits open with every screw that you put in. And there's a lot of screws in here. I mean, first of all, I got 2 through the bottom of this front piece and then 2 in the side of it. Then the top piece gets held together with 3 on each side. So there's 6. So there's 10 screws. Then the back bottom piece gets... Oh, I forgot to add one more. I'm missing one, but it would be another 4. So 14 screws, you know. But it just sucks that it cracks. I'll try to show you if I can get a close-up. Hold on a second. Okay. So the very first day that I got it, when I went to put it together just to see what it looked like, I got a crack in it. You can see it right there. Not a big deal, but I like things to be perfect, you know. And then you can see some kind of stress cracks. Like there's one right there. You can see it perfectly. And it just splits too easy. If I could get this printed in TPU, in blue TPU, clear blue TPU would be badass. But man, if I could get black or blue TPU of one of these, I would be so happy. So I'm not sure if the file's online. I highly doubt that it is. I don't think that it is, because Fabrizio doesn't like to give out his files too much. So maybe somebody could design it or something. I don't know. Maybe I can get some measurements real quick for somebody that might want to design it. It would need to be in the neighborhood of 54 millimeters long. And I believe that's 20 millimeters wide. Actually, it's going to be less than that because it's on the inside of those plates. $19.85. I guess it would be hard for somebody to design something with just those measurements. Oh, man. Actually, I have a piece right here. I could send somebody if somebody wanted to design something. This is the one that's meant for if you're using an all-in-one camera. So you can see on the bottom side it has the screw holes. 3 on each side. These are pretty cool, but they're just not durable. A TPU is what you want, or nylon, you know. They look pretty, but they crack easy. So anyway, there you go. I am very happy with this quad. I love it. And I'll probably be doing another one, who knows. Anyway, there you go.